Welcome to Rising Tides Live. I'm your host, Sean Walchef, calling in live from Bulgaria. Today, we're talking about ChatGPT. How are you using ChatGPT in your everyday life? We have a Rising Tide community. We are meeting in the summer every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. London time, and it is 8 p.m. Bulgarian time. Thank you guys for joining. If you're watching on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, we appreciate you. We want you to join the show. You can go to betheshow.media/rising tides. It's always better when we have more voices up here on stage. But today we're going to be talking about practical uses for ChatGPT. We know that AI, artificial intelligence, is a hot button topic. Everywhere you go, people are talking about AI. I prefer stories. Tell me a story about how you used AI today so that somebody in this audience, in this community, can hopefully run their personal lives a little bit better or run their businesses a little bit better. Let's go ahead and start bringing the community up on stage. Chris Tripoli, first up on stage. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Who are you? Take 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And share a story about ChatGPT or whatever artificial intelligence you use today.
I will do it. Good to see everybody again. Chris Tripoli with restaurantowner.com and the Restaurant Clinic. We provide education and information for independent restaurant operators on the web, providing webinars and customizing systems, standard operating procedures, and that kind of stuff for small independent operators. And I'm excited about talking about ChatGPT because I've just begun to start using it. So when it comes to things like technology, I am known in the household to be maybe Mr. Late to the party. But my first experience, and it was such a good one, I've tried to find other things to do just to ask it to do things for me. I laid out a drive trip. This was a very new thing for my wife. Now, we've been married for over 30 years and we've traveled a lot. But back when we were working and ran our own businesses, you guys know it's hard to get away for a long period of time. So we were masters of the 4-day, 5-day, long trip. But now that we've got a little more time on our hands, we decided let's just load up the car, grab the dog, and drive through some of our favorite parts. We were gone 17 days. So we went through, the Big Bend area of Texas. We went into our favorite areas, which is the Southwest. So we were going to go through, Texas and El Paso, spend some time in New Mexico. We have family in Phoenix. We love Sedona. Wanted to spend an overnight in the Grand Canyon, going to Santa Fe, loop back. So we had these big ideas and I typed it all in. Now, of course, I had been reminded, that you want to be very detailed. The more detail you provide, the better you get. Yep. So I thought, I'm going to overload this place. I don't know if they're going to be able to follow me, but I'm telling them what I need for pet-friendly places to stay, how many hours I want to be at the road at one time, cities I want to stop, type of boutique, small, independent hotels I like. In every stop, I'd like to go to a relatively newly opened independent restaurant. Where's the cool local bar so to have a drink? I thought, I don't know how it's going to answer all of this. Type it all in. Guys, you're probably not surprised I was. It took less than 60 seconds. And I got back this unbelievable detailed, leave your house, travel this way, stop here, get this burger, try this brew pub. That'll take you X amount of hours. Go here, stay here or here or here, drink here, eat here, go there. So, it was incredible, and I'm sitting here laughing because I remember back in the days when we had travel agents. Yep. You would actually call someone and say, I want to do all of this. Now, if I called Jeanette or Lynette, I can't remember her name now, and said, Susan, I want to do all this, and I gave her all that detail, what I would have heard, I'm sure, this is great. We're going to put together a beautiful package. I'll call you in 3 or 4 days. Instead, I got everything done in 1 minute. And it was incredibly exact. I followed it. We had really relatively no issues, no problems. It was very quick. So what did I do? Those of you that were at the NRA show, I got to see you and I really enjoyed that. I did my entire presentation. We did a presentation on funding the dream with Sarah Bray at NRA. We talked over the phone weeks in advance for general points. Ran it through GPT, got a PowerPoint, made a couple of adjustments, and we're done.
Yep.
That's it. Done. I did the same thing. I had a 30-minute thing on changes in the opening process of opening restaurants. I asked for a lot of interesting stats, details, interesting examples, took 1 minute, got the information, boom. My presentation was done. So, those are some stories. And I'm excited by it because it's kind of new to me. Some of you guys probably do this a lot more than me. But anyway, that was my involvement, and I plan on sticking with it.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why we're talking about what topics that we want to talk about. I mean, this is my first time to Bulgaria with ChatGPT. So I've been coming to Bulgaria since before I met my wife. 17 years I've been coming to Bulgaria. Actually, before that, because I came with my grandfather. So I came with him 3 times, traveled with him, helped him write his life story, met my wife in 2008, and I've been coming ever since. And the rapid pace at which technology, and 17 years is a long time, but now when you start to think about what ChatGPT truly is I went to the center of the city with my wife, my kids, my brother-in-law, his kids, his wife, and there was a party for kids. So they had a party where there was a bunch of activities. There were coloring contests. They had balloons. They had water hoses and bubble party. But the kids played, and my brother-in-law, we went to go grab a coffee. Now, my brother doesn't speak any English, and I don't speak any Bulgarian. So this has been like this. We made a joke when I first met him, but when I came out to court my wife was, at one point he was going to learn English and I was going to learn Bulgarian. Well, neither of those things have happened in 17 years. But what we did have was ChatGPT. So I was sitting at the table and I was like, well, let's just check and see how good ChatGPT is. And I give it context. I'm sitting, at a coffee with my brother-in-law in Bulgaria. I would like to have a conversation with him from English to Bulgarian. Can you act as our translator? I downloaded the Cyrillic alphabet so that he could type in Bulgarian and I could type in English. But we had the deepest conversation that we've ever had about his hopes, his dreams, what he's building, why he's building it, my business. Incredible. And this all happened because of ChatGPT. It's absolutely incredible. And to the point of this was over text. And I've tested it with audio with my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and the audio isn't that good. ChatGPT just isn't there yet, but that doesn't mean that it won't get there. And I think that's just kind of the powerful tool that we have in our pocket, which goes to the smartphone, but even beyond the smartphone, it's literally artificial intelligence. It's crawling all of the websites. So we're about to go to Istanbul, Turkey, me and my wife, the first time without kids. And we're signing up to find a hotel. We want to stay in the downtown center of the city. We want to be close to all the tourist attractions so we can try some amazing restaurants, maybe see some digital hospitality, some technology, make some cool videos. And it's giving us, to your point, Chris, the more context that you give it, the better detailed information it's going to give you. Hotel recommendations, places to eat breakfast, places to eat lunch, and it's crawling the entire internet. So it's not biased as in I'm just getting it from TripAdvisor or I'm just getting it from Instagram. It's getting it from all of these different sources, and then it's giving you something that's clean and easy to understand. Plus, it can give you backlinks if you ask it, which is just so incredibly powerful. I mean, this was the first time that a hotel has ever sent me a message on WhatsApp. So I booked a hotel. We went through booking.com. We found that through ChatGPT. We found a hotel that we liked. We booked that hotel. But the hotel actually contacted me through WhatsApp and said, hey, this is the concierge. These are some things to do. If you'd like a ride from the airport, this is how much the private shuttle will cost in euros and in Turkey levra. Well, that means nothing to me. Euros and Turkey levra mean nothing to me. I need to know how much in US dollars. But what I did is I take that information, I put it in ChatGPT and go, well, this is what the hotel is offering. What is the standard price from going from the airport to this exact hotel? And it breaks down this unbelievable detailed information where I'm like, well, obviously we're not taking the concierge service. We're going to be taking a taxi and we're going to be looking out for these things. But it's the ultimate travel agent. It's unbelievable.
And it probably did that in what? Just a matter of seconds.
A matter of seconds. A matter of seconds. I didn't have to go to other websites. I didn't have to comb through bullshit. I was looking at where can I leave the car in the Sofia at the Sofia airport? How much is it going to cost me to do that? Now, I mean, I don't even need to tell you, and I don't even need any of this in this community to go on the Sofia Airport website, but I'm guarantee you it's probably a poor experience of trying to answer the simple question of like, can I leave my car there? How much does it cost? Well, ChatGPT is going across all of the websites for all of the parking and telling me exactly where to park. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. And I think, to the power of this community, the more that we talk about these real life scenarios, the more that we can go, oh, maybe I should try to do this, and maybe I should share the story with someone else that might find it helpful. Elizabeth, you're up. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Go ahead, Mike is yours. 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a ChatGPT story or whatever AI tool you use.
Sure. So hi, my name is Elizabeth Doss. I am a social media consultant, but I'm also a gift maker. I help brands and businesses create their own animated gifts because people use them all over the social media platforms and in emails and in text messages. And why can't your brand also have their own custom gifts to be able to be visible, show up, and harness your thought leadership, creating community all along the way. So what am I working on today? I'm editing video today. That's the world I'm in currently. But I love this topic. I love ChatGPT. I'm a nerd. I love a lot of the platforms for different reasons. But I will say mainly for ChatGPT, the way that I use it is I do a lot of interview videos with my clients. And I will take the transcript from the video once I've edited it down, and I'll put that in ChatGPT and I will ask it to write the caption for social media because my brain is fried from editing. And so I am able just to take that, but I'll also use it to help me when we're planning shoots. If I kind of know what the features of, I work with a real estate agent and some remodelers. If I kind of know a little bit of the story, I can put into ChatGPT, listen, I'm headed to this video shoot. Can you give me a script? Because sometimes we'll just do a voiceover, but I need to make sure that I'm getting all the content that I need to be able to show that part of the remodel. Like I need to make sure that I get the shot of the bathroom like before and after in the same place. And so it'll write out those checklists for me and give you the shot list of maybe this is where you should stand, or this is the questions that you could ask to prompt, those better answers. So that is one way that I use ChatGPT. But I love also using Adobe Firefly. I've had a lot of fun with that one because you can generate video through it. So you get like 1 credit like a day, I think, for free, but then you have to pay a subscription, but it will create video. So for instance, my client was telling a story about a little boy. They had sold the house. It was the last time this little boy was going to be at this house. And she saw him run up and hug this brick house and say, "You were a good house." Well, we don't have video of that moment, but I got on my little Adobe Firefly. I'll drop the link in the chat and you'll see this little boy does not exist, but he sure ran up to that brick wall and gave it a hug. I will say it's still glitchy because the first version of it, he stuck his face through the wall. So you kind of have to watch those things. But some of my other favorite ones, if you're trying to create images, Canva AI is great. I actually got to be a part of like a beta testing for some of the Canva AI stuff where they were asking us to what we were putting in prompts, etc. Grok is great for this too. It does a little bit more on the realistic side of things. I use Photoshop as well. For instance, this last week, because they have a generative AI thing within it that if you select portions of a photo and you say, can you change this? So for instance, my aunt, Karen, she works she's from Maryland, and her business is requiring her to get on LinkedIn, which we think is hilarious because she's all over the place. But anyway, she's going to kill me if she ever sees this. She sent me these photos of, she's like, I don't have a profile picture. And I'm like, okay. And so she had these videos of her like making all these faces or these pictures. And I was like, no. She finally had one from a wedding, but she's in this like, it was a Hawaiian wedding. So she has a lei on and like this really flowery shirt. It's just not appropriate. So I took that picture of her in her Hawaiian outfit, but beautifully made up hair, everything, and took it into Photoshop I changed her. I just selected her dress and I said, give me a professional woman's business suit. And I changed the background to an office, and she has a pink office. So I said, make it pink. And so I was able to make this,
Wow, that's cool.
profile picture for her from that, but that was all generative AI. So anyway, I really enjoy it. And obviously I could talk about it for days. My last tip to you though, if you're ever trying to create an image in any of the AI, you can actually ask it to help you write the prompt better. Because sometimes we get in our head and we're just like flow of consciousness writing this idea that we have. But you can say, here's the idea I have. Can you give me a prompt to be able to put this into another, to help you narrow it down, I guess. And you can always ask it questions. The other thing is the ChatGPT app. You can actually talk to if you click the little the speaker button at the bottom. And I've had really great conversations processing that with that one. But the other thing, last thing, my client who is a real estate agent, and I've told this story on here before, but I want to drive this point home. She actually got a lead from ChatGPT. Here's what happened. She had someone who was on ChatGPT who is being relocated to Greenville, South Carolina, where we are. So he was talking to ChatGPT about places he should look at, neighborhoods, like what, just trying to get some more information about it. Well, it offered up her YouTube video because she does these, we do these market research things and these different conversations about our area. And within ChatGPT, she even sent us a screenshot of it. It embedded her video into the conversation. And so this content that you're creating out in the world, ChatGPT, like Sean was saying, it's pulling from these multiple places. So make sure that you're adding, if you're location based, make sure you're always adding your location in your descriptions, but also in your titles, etc., so that ChatGPT can crawl your information and get it to the people who are searching for you right now in ChatGPT. Back to you, Sean.
Amazing. Thank you, Elizabeth. And yeah, just for those that haven't heard me talk about it, but our YouTube, so we've gone all in on YouTube. The fourth quarter of last year, we added 2 YouTube producers to our team. We're going so deep for ourselves and for our clients, but we have 3.6% of results are coming from ChatGPT. Now, the results that are surfacing for those videos are the exact audience that we want. So you don't need a YouTube video to have 1,000 views, 10,000 views, 100,000 views. You need that specific person, whatever they're searching on ChatGPT. If your YouTube video surfaces, that is the ideal client that you want. So that's the audience of one. So just a reminder to the community, keep going deep, omni-channel storytelling. And to Elizabeth's point, be sure to add as many details as possible because that is where the intelligence is going to surface your content. Hildy, what's up? 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And how did you use ChatGPT or AI today?
Hi, everybody. It's been a minute because you got to be here. You have to be present. It's not so easy these days. And especially now that in Atlanta, I can't lie, I spent 2 hours bike riding. I had to. I can't just be looking at a screen all day. I am working on something ChatGPT, and then finally, for the first time in 12 months, I have a huge order. So I'm putting that in, and I feel very #blessed. So I use ChatGPT when I go to Costco and I take a big picture of the giant box of watermelons, and ChatGPT twice now picked out the best watermelon.
Stop it.
That's
an amazing use of ChatGPT. That's exactly why we do this show. I'm going to use it in the village. I'm going to the village farmers market and I'm going to go pick the best watermelon. That's fantastic. I love it.
And I didn't believe it the first time. So I took a picture and I said, pick out the most delicious watermelon. And they're like, this is how you pick out. And I'm like, no, you pick it out for me.
You could use
like, you see that one on the top right-hand corner that looks like, pick that one. And my neighbor just had a double mastectomy. So I split the watermelon with her and I said, tell me, is it the best watermelon ever? And she compared it to other people who had given her watermelon. They threw everybody else's away. And I did it again yesterday. 2 out of 2 delicious watermelons. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Incredible.
That is so cool. That's exactly why we do this show. Like, if you don't, there's so many ways that we don't even think to actually use the tools that are at our fingertips.
All right, so I'll tell you
And
some.
I would do that because I'm one of those that still goes to the store.
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still kind of enjoy it. I go to the store.
Yes.
I want to grab my own tomatoes.
I bet most of us are.
You
'cause
can
we're
use
all restaurant
ChatGPT
people.
to tell the delivery driver at Instacart the exact rules of how to pick the watermelon for you.
No, come on, we're restaurant people. We definitely
Yeah.
have to go to the stores. Okay. So the other cool things I do is now that I'm joyfully divorced for a few months, I have parties in my house. So I had a charades party. So I asked ChatGPT, because a lot of people didn't know each other, and I had like 20 people. I asked ChatGPT to come up with 25 taglines for the name tag. So instead of it just saying Sean, it came up with something charades focused, like the best mimer on the planet. And you could ask ChatGPT to create it in a Avery label printout, but I just hand wrote it because I liked handwriting it. So I love adding taglines to people. And then the third way.
What's Richard Liverman's tagline?
I'll Google it. I'll ChatGPT and get back to you. So the third one is
chat it. What is it called? What's the verb now? I'll GPT it. Don't be boring.
That is Richard, but it's got to be clever, more clever than that. So the third way is, I'm ready now to send a text to my ex on Father's Day that's very healthy and positive, because he didn't wish me happy birthday. He didn't wish me happy Mother's Day. So I asked ChatGPT to create a text that's appropriate. And I'll tell you, I saved it. So I'm ready. So I'll tell you what ChatGPT, and it's so nice. Okay. I'm whispering because I don't want my kid to hear. Hi, Glenn. Wishing you a happy Father's Day. I hope you're well and that you've had a meaningful day. No matter where life has taken us, I'll always be grateful that we share a son like Sammy.
Perfect.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
But how nice. Take the high road. Way to go, ChatGPT.
No, me. I asked ChatGPT. I asked it because I'm always going to be that person. So that's it. I'm back to you, Sean.
Fantastic, Hildy. Fantastic examples. Richard Liverman, good luck following that up. What are you doing? How are you working on a Wednesday? And share us what did you use artificial intelligence for today?
Well, good evening, everybody. Sean,
good evening. It's actually more evening for me now than it is for you.
Well, welcome back to Europe.
Thank you.
Glad they let you in. Surprised, but pleased they let you in. I've been busy. I work as a business coach, consultant, branding expert, and I've been working on developing a new product today called Business Therapy, which is a work in progress. So trying to get some people on the couch to help them. And it was interesting when you're talking about the English to Bulgarian translation. I thought that was just really beautiful story. And I'm going to suggest to Scott that when he sees you in a few weeks' time, that he does the same thing with English to American, because, they're just two different languages. And I really hope that you get to have that proper conversation with Scott. I really like the topic about ChatGPT, and I thought I'd go in a different direction. So I asked my teenager, because if you ever want to know about technology, ask your teenager. And there are a number of his friends that use ChatGPT to help them with their homework, which I think is genius. But my son uses it to help him prepare a revision schedule for exams. And I think it's really interesting because, how we're still relatively new to AI, and some of us technologies come quicker and easier than others. But I always think with the younger generation, there's so much we can learn from it. And they're using it to schedule their exam revision. Like, what are the extra bits of reading I need to do to get this? Or what are the techniques that I need to do to improve my marks? I think it's really interesting that, obviously you can use it to write your homework, but that's not really going to help you in the long term. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I talk about both in here and with my clients is how can you create scaffolding to be successful? What's really impressed me with my teenager is he's using ChatGPT as scaffolding to help him, get those extra marks to where he needs to go. And he's starting to look around universities and he's asking ChatGPT, right, will this university fit my needs and wants? What are the advantages and disadvantages? What are those facilities like? Give me the truthful, and asking that question to get that information. And I think what's really interesting when you think about all the examples that people are using is actually it's scaffolding for their lives, whether it be writing a card, whether it be creating an image or finding a way to communicate or booking a holiday schedule. And I think what's really interesting when we think about it holistically, how do we use AI to be scaffolding for us? And I thought I was really impressed with my son's using it for.
Love it. It's amazing, Richard. Thank you. Bruce Nelson, you're up. And anybody that's watching, please send us a message. You can join. We want more voices up here on stage. If you're listening on the digital hospitality feed afterwards, it's always better if this community can meet you virtually or in real life. So join us. Go to betheshow.media/rising tides. Bruce, you're up.
Good afternoon, all. I'm a restaurant CFO, and recently I just completed an hour-long interview last night with the late night show up in Canada with
Jay Ashton.
Ashton. Yeah, Jay Ashton. Thank you.
No problem.
So if anybody's interested in an hour-long conversation about restaurant finance, we had a great talk last night. ChatGPT, when I come into my desk, I open up my emails, my CRM, and ChatGPT. So those are the three tabs that are open, and I use it to do all my work. I'm a writer, so I use it for assistance in research. Got to be careful. I'm writing a piece now on SOPs, and I wanted to get a story of how network cut off Billy Joel. I don't know if anybody remembers that news story. It was a couple of months ago. And I wanted to use it as an example. So I asked Chat to go find it. It first returned a story back in the 90s, which I knew was not right, about Billy Joel and Frank Sinatra. And then it found something with the Grammys a couple years ago, which still wasn't right. So it took me 3 attempts to go in there and do it. And the only reason I say that is we must be very careful, because if I would have ran with one of those other 2 stories, I have no way to know if that was true. And if I'm going to write it, I need to know it's true. I did on the 3rd attempt find the story I was looking for. So be careful. I use it a lot, not to do my writing. When I post on Substack, that's 100% my original. I don't use any AI on my original writing. But what I do is once I write the piece, I upload it into Chat and I have it help create social media posts to go along with it. It's really great at summarizing it. It helps me rewrite it for other social media sites like LinkedIn, where nobody's going to read 1,500 words on LinkedIn, but this helps break it down into consumable bites for other social medias. I use Chat to assist in writing proposals, and it's great for professional email correspondences as well. So those are my 3 tales on ChatGPT.
Those are great tales. Thank you, Bruce. And another shout out to Substack. Follow Bruce on Substack. You can also check out Restaurant Technology. We have our new Substack newsletter. If you're thinking about a newsletter, I highly recommend Substack. It is an incredible platform, social platform, writing platform, podcast platform, video platform. It's got a lot of things going for it.
Right. Working really hard to try to build a good restaurant community on that platform, and we're making headway.
Low and slow, Bruce. Everything we do, it's like it's a digital flash mob. We got to be the crazy. You got to be the crazy people, that the only ones that hear the music. Here we go.
That's how I reconnected with Jay. Is we reconnected because he just jumped on Substack.
Let's see this. So Claudia from LinkedIn said, my mother-in-law's boiler broke. I shared a photo and serial number at the top of the oven that was broken. They helped me narrow down the igniter was the issue, but helped me buy the part on Amazon, all within 10 minutes. Needless to say, my mother-in-law was very impressed with me. I mean, Claudia couldn't be more correct. if we think of like just from a product standpoint of how many things we purchase for our home and for our business that come with these shitty instructions that nobody wants to read, that nobody can understand, these warranties, ChatGPT, it literally just, we installed a wireless router here in the village. The wireless router burnt out. We got a new wireless router, and I'm asking ChatGPT specific questions about the Bulgarian router that's getting installed in the village. And it's giving me much better information than the website from the router, 100%. Tom Spry, mic is yours, 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And how'd you use ChatGPT today?
Hey there. I have my own executive search firm for the past 28 years, focusing on the chain restaurant, hospitality, and the related tech industries. Today I'm working on something as mundane as a VP of HR search out of the Midwest. How I use ChatGPT and I are becoming closer. With Google, integration allows me to listen to podcasts that are curated based on what I want to have out of the podcast. So I get an amended, edited version whenever I work out or go on my walks with my dogs. The other thing that I will say, which is unique, is I do a screenshot of I am single. I have gotten to the point where I'm getting lazy. I will screenshot the profile of the individual that I want to reach out to, and ChatGPT creates the flirty, fun response, usually trying to encourage them to get on a phone call as opposed to continuing a long text exchange. And it has been proven to be very effective. I would say about a 95% call to action that works in that regard.
That's
so
brilliant.
now I'm tended to do the same thing with LinkedIn, since I've always called LinkedIn Tinder for executives.
Very interesting. Yes. How do you get the call to action? You gotta improve those close rates. Fantastic.
It's all in the prompting.
All in the prompting. Yes. Context is everything, right? Ian, welcome. Great to see you. What are you doing on a Wednesday? Who are you? 60 seconds. And how'd you use ChatGPT today?
Yeah, Ian Hawksworth. I'm with EHS Recruiting, and we do recruiting for management and leadership positions in restaurants and hospitality. I'm really in more of a dabbling stage with ChatGPT and some of the AI. I use it a lot for just creative inspiration. So I'll just have a thought pop in my head and have it kind of elaborate on the topic a little bit for me to give me some ideas for content. Especially for LinkedIn posts or things like that. Whenever I ask it to draft a post, I'm not usually thrilled with the output, but it can give me some ideas once in a while. So I always like to take those and then kind of edit them into my own voice a little bit more. I need to train it a little bit more to understand what my voice is, I think. So I need to submit some more, content pieces so that it learns, what I would like to ideally. So I know that it's capable of doing that over time. But other than that, played around with some image stuff just for other content things that I like to play with. And then in work, we like to use it for summarizing things. It's so great at formatting summaries, even resumes. It can update resumes really easily. So there are issues actually arising in talent acquisition with people over relying on it, and sometimes it'll hallucinate just a little bit and add some things into people's resumes that maybe aren't 100% accurate. So I would encourage everyone to use a little bit of caution and make sure you go back over things like that. But it's a great tool, and formatting and all that kind of stuff is where we're using it a lot, and summarizing AI, having AI bots on calls and everything is a great way to get summaries and notes from meetings and so on and so forth. So in our field, we use it for a pretty broad variety of things.
Yeah, that's a great point. For those that aren't using a tool, an AI agent, it seems like the more Zoom calls, Google Meets you're on, there's more AI agents than actual humans. But the AI agents that work, the ones that are helpful, are extremely helpful. Like we use Fathom for all of our meetings, and the meetings that I'm not on or not able to attend, my team attends. And for client communications, projects that we're working on. It's not just the transcript. It's like, break it down so I don't actually have to read through tell me what I need to know. And the more that it does it, the more that it learns who we are, who our teams are, what projects we're working on. And it's just phenomenal at, and it's when I said something, did I actually say the thing that I said, and where did we document it? And now it's getting much better. I mean, even Google itself, Google's always been great at being able to find information, but now with Gemini being able to actually find that thread of a 37 email chain where you're communicating back and forth with a client. What did we say? Who did we make that promise? Did we follow through on the promise? And where do we go from here? Great stuff, Ian. Christian, my friend, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Who are you? What are you working on? And how did you use ChatGPT today?
First off, hello, everybody. My name is Christian. I'm from beautiful Connecticut. If you ever want to spend some money, make sure you come to Connecticut.
Austria. And then Connecticut.
Yeah, no, I like
Connecticut via Austria.
So I'm native Austrian, but I live in Connecticut. So currently, I'm the CEO of a group called the Fisher Research Group, and we do a few different things. We help hospitality professionals and businesses grow. We're doing this through a few things. So we have a podcast now, thanks to Sean. So Sean put us on. We have, I think, 120,000 followers. So thanks to you, Sean, or your fault. So we doing a little bit of that. But with ChatGPT, about a year ago, it's actually May 1st of last year, we went all in. So I have my whole team AI certified. So we are a certified organization working with AI. We probably use 16 to 18 AI tools on a daily basis. For us, is really just looking at one of the things we do is we have a publishing company. And in our publishing company, we help people write books in 8 weeks or less. So for me, what is really important, and a lot of people need to know, is now when you self-publish a book, Amazon, for example, Amazon will ask you to what detail you use the AI. Because I honestly think there's an AI version coming where you can say, hey, which is an AI book and which is your book. And then also for us is we find that a lot of our authors use ChatGPT. And as you look at this, it's not, somebody said it earlier, it's not really fully truthful in what they actually disclosing. So we as an organization stopped editing because some of the stuff is just all over the place. But for us, what we do is we use AI to manage AI. So for us, when you send us an email, for an example, I will get a text and it gives me a snapshot of what your message is. I use Ada, for an example, for recording. Ada is on every single meeting I go to, and Ada will give me the breakdown. It will tell who needs to do what. It will send you an email on what you need to do as a follow-up. So for us, we found we were on the verge of, we have currently 9 employees. We wanted to hire a few more and actually be using AI now instead, some of the employees, because AI does a really good job disseminating information. So if you're asking me how we use AI, I think we use it as a tool, not as the final solution. What we found, if anybody, by the way, was on Facebook and they like the 2 Yetis, which, it's all AI. Have you seen those yet? Mm-hmm. There's a few guys which made, Yetis movie. Within 3 weeks, they were at 15 million followers, something really crazy. And so it's all AI generated. So I think AI does a really good job around the video side. And for us, we in hospitality. So I don't think it's there yet on hospitality, but we had a CFO on earlier. My CFO uses ChatGPT and other forms of that on a daily basis for finance sides. So it's pretty amazing on what AI can do. So for me, I'm super excited where I can go and how you can implement it. I'm also a little bit scared of what it does, because certain videos now, I don't know if you heard, they're saying within a year, being an actor, being a musician, all of that is out because AI can do it better. And there's already a few movies out there which were 100% generated with AI. So I think that scares me a little bit because we need to find a way to control that. But overall, for me, we use AI like a tool, like anything else, like you would use Word or Google or anything else. We search with AI. And I found myself yesterday, somebody earlier said it about that you can talk to ChatGPT. I was in upstate New York yesterday, and on my drive back, on a 4-hour drive, I sent so many emails and so many things I got done because I was talking to AI the whole drive back. So I think if you're not using AI, you're falling behind, number one, in some shape or form. But be careful, because I think there's more guidelines and more guardrails coming on AI on how people gonna look at what is actually AI generated. And then also for me, my email, I have AI attached to my email. So if I get an email and somebody wrote the email with AI, it's gonna be automatically flagged and I don't even see it. So if I can do this, I'm sure other people do it too. So be careful with AI, because I don't think there's enough guardrails out there, but it's amazing what it can do, and what it can do, especially around video and marketing and that sort. And my only ask is be careful when you use AI, because you can get stuck in AI and ChatGPT world and never get anything done. So use it, execute on it. And that's for me it.
We appreciate it, Christian. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you being part of the community. Maddie Smokes is in the house. Maddie,
hey, what's going on, guys? How's everything?
Good to see you.
Good. So for me, AI has been, I mean, ChatGPT it's everything. I mean, I use it for drink recipes, food recipes. I've got, I might have something left over from the weekend and now I want to make a new football special. I'll tell ChatGPT, give me 10 different unique ideas. So it's a tool, like Christian was saying. I'm utilizing it to get information faster. I mean, yesterday I was at the Bar Convent in Brooklyn. I wrote notes all day long in a book, and then I come home and I snap photos of it, throw it in ChatGPT, and ask it to summarize it for me. Even like, I use it for prompts for ideogram. I started doing a print-on-demand business. So I have been using ChatGPT to show me markets that people are searching for that are underpopulated markets. So right before Mother's Day, barbecue mom, barbecue babe were all keywords that people were searching for. Then ChatGPT would give me a prompt for a shirt to put it into ideogram. And then I would throw it into ideogram to generate the image with the slogan, and then we're smacking it up on Printify, and I've been selling shirts and stuff. So right now to get it, listen, it's really cool. I think the sky's the limit when it comes to it right now.
That's really cool. Where did you just go, Matt?
It was called the Bar Convent, BCB in Brooklyn. So almost 300 unique liquor vendors, education seminars. Got to meet Ja Rule for a little while, which was pretty cool. But all very small branded.
What was Ja Rule selling?
Opal. He has a honey whiskey that he's making.
Honey whiskey, okay.
It's delicious, but it's almost $90 a bottle. So wish him the best of luck.
That's fantastic.
He had a hell of a crowd at his booth. I mean, a lot of people that wanted to meet him.
I'm sure Ja Rules is craves some attention for sure. Well, just a reminder to anybody, we're doing these meetings every Wednesday throughout the summer. So Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. London time, 8 p.m. Eastern Europe time. If you're in Bulgaria like me, wherever you are in the world, we want you to join us. The more stories we have on stage, the better it is for all of us. We all learn. We want to support one another. We have a Slack channel, a Rising Tides Slack channel. If you want to join that, if you want to join our LinkedIn chat, we have an Instagram chat. Wherever you are, we will support you on all those platforms. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Thanks for watching on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you're watching. Chris, let's do a takeaway homework assignment. Go for it.
I think for me, I think I am going to take some of the suggestions that I heard here. My homework assignment is I'm taking a look at the projects I'm working on now, and I'm going to get specific requests on both of them. One is really more of a kitchen creative, so I'm going to take the suggestion of asking ChatGPT for unique things that they might find. I'm going to do recipe development for the first time using that.
That's cool.
Then I'm also going to do that as a training tool. I'm going to put in some very specific things that I do with everyone that I work with to customize their training. I'm going to run that through ChatGPT to see what information, how they word it, what kind of examples they'll give me. So those are my two takeaways.
Amazing. My homework assignment is to use voice. I think that's something that I have been slow to use. I don't use Siri. I don't use really any good voice. I'm a texter. I guess I'm a texting generation, but I watch my kids and they don't text. They just talk to the smartphone and they tell the smartphone what to do. And I feel like I'm just really far behind and I need to catch up, and I'm going to start having conversations with ChatGPT. That's my homework. Hildy, go for it.
Okay, so I think for me, the whole getting recipes, I never thought about that. I'm always on TikTok for recipes because it's under a minute, but I love the idea. So that was a great one for me. And I'm going to have to really stay focused and make sure that I attend these because you guys are so much fun. And I never do tell anybody, but I sell swag for a living in case you don't know. So that's it.
We appreciate you, Hildy. It's always better when you're on the calls. Maddie Smokes, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Definitely tip for everybody with the recipes. It's a blast. Just start shooting items, proteins, anything, and tell them what event you're doing it for or what kind of profile of person you're cooking for. And it's amazing what it can generate. And, my takeaway is, to really be more specific in my prompts and what I'm looking for and being more detailed about it, because sometimes I'm a little broad. But it's amazing what it can generate when you're much more specific about what you're looking for.
Yeah, and to the recipe point, I've been posting, anybody that's following me on Instagram, I've been posting all of the food that we're eating in Bulgaria, all the food my mother-in-law makes. But they always tell me the name of what they make, and now I'm using ChatGPT to help me explain what I'm making, not only for myself, but also for the people that are following along on Instagram stories. And it's helping me have a deeper conversation with my mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law about, well, where did that come from? Is that something that's specific to this Vratsa region, or is that Bulgarian, or is that actually specific to this village or to our family? And you can get a lot more detail in the history of the why behind the food. Christian, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Actually, I have three. Number one, Richard Liverman, he's not on anymore. Make sure everybody spam the heck out of him. And then whatever he does, make sure you do it better with AI.
I endorse that.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I actually have two things. Number one, what I want you to do when you sit by yourself or you want to talk to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT this question. It says, hey, tell me what you know about me. And when you're done, you ask it, hey, now tell me something I don't know about myself. And it will actually see if, what is, if you want to call it blind spots or anything, it does an amazing job bringing that up. The second thing, and what is the real homework, is be intentional. How do you use ChatGPT in particular? Create a ChatGPT prompt of you. So for me, that takes about 45 minutes to an hour if you want to talk to them. Everything about you, tell them how you speak. It should research this, do this, and do all of that so you get a real good avatar on who you are. Because as you do this, because for an example, you see emails all the time, it has this odd things in there when this comes from ChatGPT. You could actually ask ChatGPT not to do that. So it will not do that. So be as clear and intentional as you can to create your own avatar, and it will make all of that so much easier and make it more efficient.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Christian.
Christian,
Ian,
what would the prompt be for us to do that?
So it's just, hey, I want you to create so you start out, hey, ChatGPT, I want you to act like a world-class marketer. I want you to take notes of this, and then you share what you are, who you are. And then you ask it to do first-degree thinking, first-degree reasoning, until it comes to a final outcome. And from there, say, ask me any other questions you need to know about me. And then you answer all of these questions, and it will create a full avatar about you. And Maddie, you can call me afterwards. Call me anytime. I help you how that goes. It's about a half hour, 45-minute thing. I encourage everybody to have their own avatar on ChatGPT. It'll make it so much easier.
Amazing. Great stuff, Christian. Ian.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great takeaways today. I think the transition from like search platforms to ChatGPT is really fascinating for me, where it's going to be a huge shift towards people looking for information directly from the AI agents and everything. So I think that's one thing for everyone to be aware of. And then for me, it's just continuing to dabble with it. I got some great ideas from everyone. I'm going to pick out my next watermelon for sure using ChatGPT, and then just doing some different things, taking a step back and looking from like a 30,000 foot view, like what can I apply this to, because I think it's a lot of being in the infancy of AI is like, how can we apply it? And sometimes it's hard to think of it when you're in the middle of something. You go straight to your habits of how you do things. So it's taking a step back and how can I integrate it into my daily practices to make them more efficient and to level them up.
Great point. Yeah, the practical tip is just move the ChatGPT app itself on your smartphone to the home screen and make it predominant. Don't put it in a menu. Make it easy to find. The easier that the tool is to find, the more that you'll think about it. Back to, I believe it was Bruce that says he opens up his emails, his CRM, and then ChatGPT on his desktop. For me, it's on my smartphone. So smartphone ChatGPT is literally right next to the other app that I use the most, which is the camera app. So make it easy to access so that it's a tool that you're actively using. Thank you, Mike Biseglia, for producing. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next Wednesday. Not the commercial. Thank you all. We appreciate you. Out.